Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of BlockSMP. This is episode 161 and we're starting here at the base. And funny enough, here is where we left off last episode. So what I want to show you is the amount of sugarcane we got from the sugarcane skyscraper. And that is a double chest and probably more than half of sugarcane. That's not enough for me because I am literally addicted to paper usage. I mean, I use it for rockets, villagers, maps, books. I mean, you guys probably get the point, but I probably had to AFK at that sugarcane farm to get enough sugarcane for all of it. But fortunately for sugarcane fans, we are going ancient debris mining once again. But first, let's probably mend up our stuff because we could have some total issues. Alright, it's all mended up, so that is great. Now it's time to actually find ourselves a new biome. Just like this one. I guess I'll do this for quite a bit, probably like around an hour in a time-lapse chat, so I'll see you guys once we're done. Hey guys, hope you guys are having a good day. Now, what I want to talk to you guys about was the live stream. Now, someone in the comments asked, when is the live stream? And I didn't have an answer, but today I kind of have one. I am planning Monday morning, something around Monday. So definitely keep a watch on that. But another thing I wanted to thank you guys about was 300 subscribers. What is that? That is insane. Thank you guys for every person that has done that. 300 though, I can't even imagine that. And we're back from my trip where we got ourselves 2 blocks of netherite. And we got this block, and it kind of looks like, I don't know. It kind of looks weird though. In the best way possible, this thing actually kind of looks cool, I gotta say. But it is kind of a rip-off of this red one, but I still think the blue's better. But what's even better is this thing right here. We added 2 blocks to the pile. But the most embarrassing thing is this isn't even my pile. Something weirder is this is actually my pile. But it isn't. I was used to being winner, but it looks like DDK was actually tied with me. So wow, that was actually embarrassing. But we are finally beating DDK. But now today in this episode, I want to get to stuff that is kinda mega. And that stuff the mega involves these shulker boxes right here. That is a Tnt Tree Log Farm, and this is something I've never even built in Minecraft. And I am extremely nervous for this, and I had to build a skyscraper for it too, so I think I'm gonna build it maybe on the other side. But kinda look out of place, so I'm gonna build it with the skyscrapers a bit farther though. Because we have a separation of 2 blocks right here, even gets to 1. And to be honest, I'm talking more like 10 blocks apart would be kind of perfect, not 2 though. So perfect location would be right here. So let me build the mechanism for the pusher of the thing, and I'll see you guys when it's time for the Tnt Blast Chamber. And alright, so I built the kind of main foundations for it to get planted, I guess. All credits to Navy Nexus himself, what a god. What else is godlike is this cape? The pancake one, it looks pretty nice with elytra though. Anyways, I'm getting distracted, but what Navy Nexus said to do was fill this up with bone meal. And checking with their supply, this is barely 2 stacks. I do know someone that could provide us. And that's DDK's skeleton grinder right here, who looks like there is no bones. But I think I'm gonna shop at a shop right here. This should be done right here, and we should have our box. That did not work. If we have another stack of blocks, will definitely help a bunch. So let me work on the tree farm, and I'll see you guys once it is pretty much functional, just not with the blast chamber still. Alright, welcome back. So we actually built this thing, which looks very complicated, and I gotta say, it kinda is. But now it's a moment of truth, everything should be ready. So if I stand here, there should be spruce wanting to grow, or not. So, okay, that's pretty prominent, but now it's just stuck there. Which is not supposed to happen, by the way, if you didn't know. Alright, so we're gonna try this once again. The dispensers should be going. Okay, cool. And then spruce time. But it just is not spruce time, I guess. It's particle time. But at least for oak, something is happening. But it's just not happening, I guess. So I'm going to deal with that more in the morning. But for right now, what I want to do is AFK at the witch farm like usual. Actually, more like the bone farm. I completely almost forgot. We actually need some bone meal this time. So see you guys in 8 hours. And welcome back to the AFK session. We got a bunch of bones, but the fact of the matter is, I want to talk about this. It's way out of my league. That's the real problem. So I probably should not try and fix this and rewatch the video later. But the quote here for me is if something goes wrong, build a skyscraper. And that's exactly what I'm going to do today. I've brought a bunch of shulker boxes and I research gathered for most of the day already. Just gained sand and all of that stuff. So I'm really hyped. I got a design in mind, so that is really good news too. For the skyscraper itself, I'm really thinking 2012 days. I am going to build a spruce box around this and see what happens. And in a before and after thing, this is the before. And so I don't know if I made this big enough, but here's the after. Yeah, for sure on the smaller side, I gotta expand on this badly. I think even that this is, no, everything's inside, but still. So I expanded it and even made it look a bit nicer on the white concrete. So now I'm gonna kind of go with stripes, I guess. But before we do that, we need some more quartz, who I'll have to go get right now. So welcome to a time lapse chat where I want to talk to you guys about school. School is probably starting September, so that probably means that these episodes won't be as good or won't be made as frequent, one or the other. But pretty much I will still grind out and all that, because per day I probably play like, what, 16 hours, 14 hours? Who's insane, and obviously I can't. Alright guys, welcome back to the time lapse. Anyways, I kind of figured this out. There's supposed to be a block here, I'm pretty sure. So if I go like that and like that, and we trigger this thing right here, it should grow and then push itself back just like that. That's crazy. So I don't know if it's going to grow right beside it, but that would be really, really cool. It doesn't look like it though, so that's very sad. Yeah, it's been at it for a bit, but I still have some patience, so that's real cool. But the more cooler part is that we got ourselves a bunch of quartz, and now we're kind of piling on our strips, I guess. But what else is cool is we got all our quartz done. Now we're going to do our stripes of our light gray, white, and light gray. Now that I say that, that sounds real boring, not really cool, but still, it's cool to me, okay? Don't judge. Anyways, I gotta get to building, so let me do that for a bit, and I'll see you guys once all the stripes are done and we are ready for detailing. And guys, after a bunch of hours at least, we have ourselves a mega skyscraper. Or a hotel. This thing literally looks like the place I was at 2 weeks ago. But with no roof, this is definitely not looking like a skyscraper or a hotel. But I gotta say, at least the tree farm is kind of working. Not really though. I realize what's happening. It detects how much bone meal is in here, but obviously not enough. But this thing is not pushing away enough for one to plant right here. Anyways, back to roof. I'm gonna finish this and I'll see you guys once we're done, where we can finally get working on something else in here, because we have a whole ton of room. And alright, just like the other skyscraper, we have a smooth stone slabs, who's real good actual. And yes, I did update the maps of all those skyscrapers, and they still look small next to this. But speaking of the base, I actually want AFK back at the witch farm, because we don't have as much gunpowder as I'd like. Even though we still have shulker boxes full of this gunpowder stuff. On the redstone side, it looks like this is duped. It honestly does. Less of the story, build yourself a witch farm like right now, like right this episode, right now. That honestly sounds more demanding than I ever wanted it to be. Anyways, let me actually do this thing, and I guess I'll see you guys in the morning. Hopefully, we get a bunch of stuff. That'd be honestly epic. Alright, so just got finished with the AFK, and it's time for the main event of this thing. I realized I need a lot of concrete, and I used a lot of concrete for the rest of this skyscraper, or skyscrapers. So making auto concrete would honestly be a best case scenario, so I guess we kind of built a platform here, just to clear my thoughts and see what we can do. Now, description in the vid will probably be all the item lists you guys need if you're following up. And to be honest right now, I got no clue what I need, so I just brought some random junk. I built something like this, 10 blocks long and kind of like a chair. This thing isn't really important. It is just if you want to chill and walk around, I guess. So with 10th block, you're going to put a piston there, and then you're going to put a redstone torch there. Break the piston that you guys probably derped onto, and then place 2 redstone torch, or 2 redstone dust, and once you put a block, it should spit out. And then you're just gonna put water just like this. I made a kind of hole thing, so I don't want to go into all my redstone over there. Now, once you have all of that set up, then you gotta go 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks just like this. Now you're gonna make a hole, put your redstone torch, then obsidian, grab your redstone and kind of do one like this, and you can even test it out just like that. So since you just don't want just this piston, then you're just going to run a wire of redstone. Even though this is already concretified, you kind of get the point. This kind of works always and reliably. It's actually time for a TNT chamber, and this is pretty cool because we need a etho hopper clock and everything like that. It could get complicated, but should be fun. Now you're going to make a platform just like this 8x5 and have it just going there. Now I don't have as much room, and this is pretty much where I have to end. But now it's obsidian time and you need a bunch and a bunch of this. And yep, I'm one of those kids that have a bunch of obsidian. And if you want a good way to find obsidian or get it, probably go mining in the end. It'll be a very grinding process, but just do it. It's worth it because mining concrete with your bare pickaxe yourself is for noobs, okay? That's all I gotta tell you. I mean, I say that, and then I look at my base, mostly made with concrete, and I realize that was made all by hand. Oof. I guess lesson of the story is, don't be a noob. I'm not, there wasn't really a lesson there. But anyways, back to the concrete maker. So where the pistons aren't getting blocked, that's where you're gonna do a nice obsidian wall going around 4 blocks. I mean, that's pretty cool. 1 block over the pistons. And yep, that does mean the platform that we made, the real cool one. And yep, you're gonna really go like a faction base and you're just gonna build a roof on top of it, just like this. It should get real dark. You are gonna keep 1 block up and that's gonna be pretty epic. Now the Obsidian Tower is gonna go 4 blocks up, but in your thing, actually, if we can even get into it, we gotta place down a obsidian block right under your hole, who should be right there. It's not very clear, but it's right there. Alright, there we go. Anyways, now you're just gonna have to put a block right there under your tunnel. This one's just an accidental. Anyways, now it's time to put your dispenser right there, and that is where you're gonna put all your TNT. And then it's time for etho hopper clock. These things are pretty easy. 2 hoppers looking into each other. Comparator there. Comparator there. With 2 blocks on top of each, and replace both of those top blocks with pistons, and just like that we have a etho hopper clock, but you actually have to put a block redstone right there. Alright, so it's very, very important that you guys get this right, but it is 32 blocks you put in the hoppers, and that should be perfect timing, honestly. Alright, so it's very, very important that you guys get this right, but it is 32 blocks you put in the hoppers, and that should be perfect timing, honestly. So then you guys are just going to run a line like this, and for that not to mess around, then you're just going to put a block right there, and for a comparator, it shouldn't mess up anything too much. So then you're just going to do a wire coming through where when that redstone blocks gets there, then it will activate your dispenser. Now back to the inside, I would say to the opposite of where your TNT is supposed to land is where you should probably end up putting your things. Yeah, make sure that your chest is low, very, very low, I should say. So yeah, everything should be good. Then you're just going to add your water on every single corner and it should be good. And what I'm actually going to do is raise this just by a bit because you never know if it's going to explode the dropper or not. Dispenser, I mean, but now it's actually time to use this thing in a good way. Now, TNT could be a bunch valuable, but probably build yourself a witch farm, gunpowder farm, or anything like that, and mine yourself a bunch of sand like I've done. But guys, it's a moment of truth now. Well, I guess TNT can blow up through obsidian. How does that even happen? But even though it kinda hurts just a bit, it doesn't look like anything has really been hurt. Good, now it's just time to place the blocks and see if we get some stuff. But yeah, it looks to actually be working, so that's a great thing. And now to see if we actually got some drops. Now, I'm out of all of the... Now, the only problem I really had was when there's a bunch of lag, a block could destroy this one redstone dust, and it could not be a lot of fun, guys. So if you have a laggy world like block speed, definitely don't really do this, but you know, it's really much better than mining with your bare hands. Like this. Yeah, see that? That probably destroyed it right here, but it should just be alright just like this. So I do want to actually do a lever thing. It's trying this down, but for right now, I'm just going to destroy this dust, and it should be good. Okay, so now I'll probably have to remove around 8. Yeah, 8 should be perfect. It's just that TNT doesn't explode all of the concrete, so having it a lot faster would be very, very helpful. So now that that's all sorted through, time to move on to other things. Now that the skyscraper is finished, I am mending up my stuff because what I want to go do is a nice ancient debris run. And yes, that was way too zoomed in. You guys are going to have nightmares for weeks because of that. Everything mended up, so that's great. No nightmares here, though. Like I said in when we first started this episode, no nightmares here. And what happened right here? Another good question is, why is this blackstone? Why? Why did he decay? Sad face. And another thing I saw is the divider is kind of like broken. So is this like a highway to get to his side and to my side? I don't know about that. What? 2 exclamation points. I think that tells a story right there. Anyways, back to our base because we gotta craft some TNT. But yeah, this TNT is gonna take up all of the rest of the shulker boxes of gunpowder I have, so this is real bad. It took us all these shulker boxes, but we finally have one right in here. So since I already did a time-lapse shot of ancient debris mining, I will currently go and mine it, and I'll see you guys once we are done. And so out of that, we got 48 netherite scrap and another 48 scrap, which is 24 blocks, by the way, or not 24 blocks, but 24 ingots, and we could turn that into 2 blocks. So that'd bring my number plus 2, who'd be 16. And if you didn't know your Minecraft stats, that is currently a quarter of a way done on netherite blocks. That's insane, guys. But I can't believe doing time 4 of that, but I kind of have to, even though this process has probably taken around 16 hours by now. But one of the last things I want to do this episode is induct a couple of people in the Hall of Fame. Pedro Correa, Leo Golden, and I probably should have given him gold armor. And then Carter Webb. Not sure, but thank you guys so much for those nice comments. Very, very much appreciate it. Anyways, last thing I want to do is actually work on that iron farm we worked on last episode. The one before that, I mean. I am losing track of time, looks like. Now back to iron farm. I'm in the skyscraper itself, and what I want to do is actually plant some crops so it feels like it's a village and more iron golems spawn. Now, I don't know if this works, but it's a theory that I'll definitely mess with. Yeah, so just planting beetroot, I guess, should help with making this more of a village atmosphere and make iron golems aside. You know what? Let's spawn. Yeah, some more stuff I want to do is place dark oak doors, spruce doors, and then birch doors. But anyways, that's probably all I want to get done this episode. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I do feel like we did a bunch. I mean, 2 farms, 1 episode, and this mega skyscraper in just 2 days. I think that's pretty fair enough. And also, how long has this beacon been here? I don't know if you guys know, but if yes, please comment where this comes from. But anyways, enough talking. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys all in the next one. So bye, guys. Dark oak doors? No, I didn't.